Good morning, good morning. Good morning. I'm going to do something with this. I don't know. It's getting really grungy and grody. Not in a good way either. Completely. Shirley Burlington has a new video that came out. I have watched her videos, and she and I are on the same path. She's a real artist. I am not. But she just did a whole thing on Clover Robin, which is one of the collage journals that I have, and books. And I'm like, I just did that. I just did that. But we're like tag teaming each other crazily, which I guess is okay. She's a real artist. That means I'm on the right path, right? All right. I have reached the point of my journal, putting on my paint shirt, because I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. And if I have my paint shirt on, I never spill paint. I never get paint on my clothes. Where is my book? Here it is. But I'm kind of thinking, oh, I wasn't here yesterday. I had a horrible sinus headache. I have not had one in a very long time. But I get them when the barometric pressure changes and with the hurricane floating out there, or coming in, I guess now. It was just taking a toll on my sinuses. And there's still stuff going on, but not like it was. But just a sinus headache where the pressure was on the front of my face like crazy. I'm telling you, delicate flower, delicate flower. Anyhow, so I started feeling better around 5 o'clock last night. I'm like, I could make a video. I just didn't do it because I'm on top of being a delicate flower. I'm also a cackling phantom. It says so right here in my quilt book. But, oh my God. One of you know who you are. We were joking about that last night on Instagram for a second. And it was like, oh, that is too funny. All right, I'm going to pull out two that I had in the beginning that I did not like. And see if I can't do something with these now. There was two of them. And this is my idea book for future quilts. Inspired by huge inspiration, which I've slightly gone off track from. Anna Maria Perry, her recent new book with this quilt. Ideas and patterns and her fabrics and how she does a lot of improv, slightly improv, but simple patterns, placement of color and appliquing on top makes a huge difference. Applique shapes that are not unlike Rex Ray at all, which is another reason why I probably like them. I mean, these shapes look like Rex Rays. See? Can you see it now? But anyhow, just gorgeous. So, that's where I got the idea of making a couple quilt blocks on my own and compiling them into an idea book. And that book was one that my mom had that she bought when she was trying to finish a quilt that my aunt started. And my aunt passed away before she finished it. My mom passed away before she finished it. And then I finished it. So 3 generations of family from my mom and my dad's side. Because the aunt that started it was on my dad's side. And my mom had her bit into it. And then I had my bit into it. And I think my sister has that quilt now. I'm pretty sure she does. Anyhow, with my sister that lives here. So these two were ideas that I just did not care for. However, in re-examining these, this one, I am a quilter. In case you haven't watched these videos yet, I am a quilter who doesn't follow the rules. I know, hard to believe because I don't follow the rules in paper making either. But I kind of feel like I completely feel like there shouldn't be rules. It should be all whatever you want. And I kind of like those quilts better. I'm definitely more of a modern abstract. However, I do love the old traditional patterns. I just like the newer fabrics. I'm not a primitive fabric person. I'm not a antique looking fabric person. I like bright colors, and I'm trying to clean up as I talk here. And I like, but you can take traditional patterns and use those bright fabrics and new fabrics and modern fabrics and different things and use them. I also love an improvisational quilt. Mainly an idea along the lines of Joe Cunningham, Joe the Quilter. Fabulous, fabulous quilts. I've seen him in person. I've seen him in person by fluke. And I saw him in person in England last summer when we were at the International Quilt Show with Jenny Doan from Missouri Star Quilts on a craft tours, and he was leaving the venue. He had been there all day, and I tracked him down. I was like, I just saw your quilts in San Francisco. He's like, you did? I'm like, I did. Anyhow, come back, lady. I don't hate this one anymore, and I wouldn't be opposed to making it like this, but a bigger version. Now, also in my quilt journey, I'm running out of beds for quilts. I don't have a problem with making them and stacking them in beautiful piles. I have a pile like that at the beach, and I have a pile like that here. And I have quilts. My husband does not sleep under a quilt. We don't sleep in the same beds because we drive each other absolutely nuts. And after 35 years almost, we're both at an age where, okay, if you want to sleep with the dog, I'm going to sleep in here. Anyhow, it's okay. It's okay. We're okay with all that. But he doesn't like to sleep under a quilt. I know. He sleeps under a polyester Ralph Lauren comforter. But that's okay too, because the dog sleeps with him, and I wouldn't want a dog to ruin a quilt. However, on my bed, I do have a quilt, and I have a thing that goes at the end of my bed with that as a quilt. And the dog does take naps with me and does stay with me when my husband's out of town. And I just wash the quilts. At the beach, the same thing. I just wash the quilts. So I'm morphing into more wall hangings. However, that my walls are getting full too. I don't want them, covered. But there are places here in my craft room where I'm using them as disguises for junk. I hide junk behind them, like little curtains. And that is fun. Anyhow, I wouldn't mind making a wall hanging or something with this as a pattern and make it bigger, or make a bunch of these. And how I would do it would be, maybe just using this as my example, green fabric with a white sashing. This is sashing. Or, actually, no, take that back. A green square with a white border. And then circles of fabric. And then I would take bias fabric and make a little thin, for lack of a better word, rope. Long piece. And just make these circles. And that would be a good quilt. So I don't think I'm going to cut this one up. I'm going to leave this one and put it back in the book. I called it linked in because these circles are all linked. This one, however, I don't like. So I'm thinking I'm going to cut this one up. So I'm going to glue this one in the book. Put this here. All right, let's just put a piece of tape because I like that name, LinkedIn, INN. Okay, and I love this. All right, I'm trying not to cover up the pictures of these quilts in this book, but I don't care about the words because a lot of it is instructional on how to sew. I got that down pat after 30 plus years of quilting and 50 years of sewing. I can handle that. When I was still working, I used to make my own clothes back in the day. All right, I'm going to take a piece of paper. If only I could find one. Oh, here's some. And I think I'm going to cut this up and mix it with something else. Let's find something else to mix it with. We're off the Halloween topic. Pink, maybe? This is my favorite thing, cutting up something. Make, I might be able to get two. These are what you call half square triangles. And you have two triangles cut down the middle of one fabric and the other half is the other fabric. This is a very popular square and can be used in so much. And that's not perfectly square, but that's okay. Yeah, I think I can squeeze this. Just squeeze it, barely. Luckily, there's no bias in paper. You have to be careful with that when you do stuff on a diagonal, because the bias in the fabric will stretch. And when you have a 1/2 inch piece of fabric, pretty soon you have 2 inches of fabric. Now, if only these were the same size. I think I'm going to make them the same size. I'm cheating a little bit. Or that's like a large flying geese. I made flying geese a little while ago. This is a simpler way, I think, to make flying geese. You take 2 half square triangles, and then pretty soon you have this geese flying that way in the sky. I'm saving all these little scraps. I don't hate that now. I think I'm just going to leave it. What could I call this one? You could also, I mean, there's all kinds of different ways you could do this. I mean, actually infinity, just about. You could take fabric and scraps and run them perpendicular and just make stripes and then create that half and then have that black or gray or white or pink. Oh, this said galaxy. Already on it. Maybe we'll call this pink. I don't know. Galaxy geese. We'll call it galaxy geese. Because it had all these circles on it like planets in the beginning. Now we're calling them galaxy geese. I like that. Will this fit in the book? That's another conundrum. It is very cool here this morning. Almost pleasant. But I'm not walking today. I have another issue, health issue. This has not been a good week for health. Let me just tell you. And I'm not walking. Somewhere right around in here is where this other one was. We can do that right there. Galaxy geese. I like mixing scraps. I love a scrappy quilt. And for a long time I was just buying fabric because it was pretty. They have what they call a fat quarter, which is a quarter of a yard. And I would just buy those. A lot of quilt shops sell them. And I would just buy them when I thought they were pretty. I don't do that anymore. Unless it's very, very special. However, like Ebond. I have, and I would have quilts where I could do, but I love a good pink. I love a good yellow as a contrasting color, as a solid. I love gray and I love black. I rarely use white as my solid, although I have. But I like that one. I should make, you know what I should make? I should make a quilt using all of these blocks and call it 4x8 paper quilt. 4x8 fabric stuff. That's going to be the name of the quilt. But I should make a block. I actually should do that. But then I would have to buy a lot of scrappy fabric, and I don't know if I want to do that because I'm trying to reduce my scraps. How many blocks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was more along the lines of Anna Marie Perry. Did I say 9? 10, 11, 12. Love this. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. That's just fabric. 25. That would be, oh, maybe. Okay, I'm stopping with the quilt blocks. That would be 5 rows of 5 blocks. And if I made them all like 12 by 12 finished, because you have to include seams when you're thinking about this kind of stuff. I'm going to get a piece of paper. Hold on. This is me planning a quilt. I'm going to do this. It may be 17 years before it's done, but I'm going to do this. And I'm going to include it in this book. It's going to be called 4x8 fabric stuff. Okay. This is just very rudimentary here, obviously. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, a couple of these quilt blocks are rectangles. Some are squares. Some are diamonds. Yikes. That's when you think of things to do before you think it out. Okay, so this is the written, and I'm going to do them in order the way I did them. The written log. And I'm going to just put the page number that it's on in this book. Pink Power. Page 15. Oh, I already messed up. Okay, LinkedIn. Page 13. I guess it doesn't have to be in order. Okay. I could play with this Diamond Peak. Oh, I should, I have pictures of each one of these. Galaxy Geese. Oh, the dog and the husband are getting ready to take their shower, which means the dog's going to bark. Board games. But I could take pictures of all of these and put it in Procreate. And get like a preview. 25. This is page 23. Wonky isosceles. Now, I would think the best way to do this, if you were going to be a follower of the Quilt Police rules, these would all need to be in the same color family. However, I don't like following the rules. Fruit Wheel. Holy mackerel, I can't remember doing all these actually. Sunny Peacock. I think it would be more fun to do them in the colors that I kind of came up with here. Yes, there's some Halloweens thrown in here. That's okay. Maybe I'll do them in different colors. Flower Power, page 41. Wow, Landslide. Now this is the middle square. If I took one out, I might take one out. Maybe the pumpkin one. Page 45. Only because it's on obvious. There they go. The dog is fine. He's just barking at my husband. This one is Murray G's. Oh. Page 49. This one, even though it's Halloween, I could do something else. However, it looks kind of like that other one. Page 53. We're going with it. We're not going to second guess ourselves. That one does not have a name. Boo in the Round. We're going to call it Boo in the Round. Because it's got lots of round stuff. Okay, this one. Oh, Shattered Magic. Page 55. I wonder when the lady wrote this book if this is what she thought it was going to be used for. Probably not. The Long Way. Because it was long. 57. Oh, Eye of the Giraffe. Off the Grid. Page 61. Oh, Crowning Around 1 and 2. Number 2. Oh, this is the Cackling Phantom. Oh, God. I should name it the Cackling Phantom. Page 65. Page 62, no, 63. Page 63. I really don't need the page numbers, but that's okay. All right, swoosh. Page 67. Landmark. I don't know why. I don't remember why I named it Landmark. Page 67. How did I have more? How did I have more? Huh, okay. Let me think about this for a sec. The Halloween ones might come out. I love this one. Okay, this one is called Plum Architecture. Page 69. All right, let me see how many more are in here. I'm going to skip the pumpkin one. Cackling Halloween style, but that could be done in any kind of fabric. Cackling style. We're just going to put that. $77. This is paper fabric. Where's the one I just did? Oh, it was in earlier. Okay. Yeah, Galaxy Geese. Okay. I'm going to take out Boo in the Round and put it in Cackling Style. That's what I'm going to do. Style, page 77. The Eye of the Giraffe, even though that's in Halloween colors, because the off-grid one is another version, but I might do another one. I'll do two of them. Now this is going to be called 4x8 fabric stuff. This is how ideas take shape right before your very eyes. I had no intentions of doing this. It will be busy. I'm not going to I might put a tiny bit of sashing in between, just because everything's going to be so wild. Wow. I did not think when I started this that I was going to make an actual quilt. A lot of it's going to have to be, now that could be traditional sewing. But things like that, there's going to have to be a lot of hand doing. This is going to take years. That could be traditional sewing. Traditional. I'm not sure. Hand sewing. Maybe I should just do them small. That way the scraps that I do have will go farther too. I'm going to do it small. So, if I was going to do this big, I would do it 12 inches square just because that's easy to deal with math-wise. But I think I want each square to end up 5. So 5 by 5. However, this is an odd shape. And where is it? Where's the one I just made? Galaxy Geese is an odd shape, which those two could go together. Or I could put one in one corner and one in another corner. Kind of build it around. 5 by 5. So that would make it 25 inches by 25 inches, theoretically, when it's done. I'm going to do this. I might do it first in, well, I'm going to do it in Procreate. I may not have that done for tomorrow's video editing. That's going to take a lot of editing on my part. But that's a challenge. Oh, I'm re-energized. See, you never know. You just never know where anything's going to take you when you sit here every day for therapy. You just never know. And sometimes it is a wild adventure. I could make another book if I ever figure out how to do it. Okay, bye. Don't say anything. Thanks for watching. Bye.